Welcome to another episode of A Star in a Reasonably Priced Aurora MR, a show where we bring guests from the verse, we talk to them, get to know them, what have they been doing in Star Citizen, what has their been journey, their content creation, how they have made it where they are today. And then we jump into the game live, go to the arena commander, do a cold lap in Aurora MR, because we do a standing start, just like the tradition of Top Hangar. The original Top Hangar show back in many centuries ago, because we are in 2954. So today's guest is a very special guest. Now, I first saw him when I was doing the cameraman duty for Anzia Racing in one of the races, and he was the commentator. That was my first introduction. And then one of my streams, he suddenly showed up in the chat, and he was just casual chatting, and I was like, is that the same guy who was commentating on that race? And yes, he was. Who's so full of energy in his stream, with an exciting Discord, a whiskey connoisseur. That is another aspect of him. Guys, the juggernaut of a guy, Papa Juggernaut. There he is.
Well, hello.
I hope the music is playing and you guys are enjoying the flashy lights. Welcome, Papa Juggernaut. Okay, enough making you feel warm and fuzzy.
Yes, please, let's get down to business and ruin my day. Let's do this.
I will try my best, sir.
Thank you.
I shall.
I expect nothing less.
Challenge accepted. May your Aurora never fly true.
It never does anyway. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. I didn't even have to say that. What am I doing, right? One of the worst ships there are, I made. However, it's very reasonably priced.
Very affordable starter ship. I'm very appreciative to be here. Thank you so much for this opportunity to join you. I love the content you create. It shows the verse in its true beauty, unlike mine, which shows it as comedic entertainment.
I will agree with the middle part of your statement. Yes, it's an amazing, beautiful world. The world is beautiful. Let's just agree with the middle part. I think you're great. I think your streams are amazing. Absolutely. And may I say, you sound amazing right now in my ears. Like you should record some audiobooks.
I should record a lot of audio. I should become a streamer.
Oh, what a genius idea. And you got it here from me. You can never take that away.
No, I'm going to give you full credit for the the launch of my career. Yeah.
That is proper Top Gear right now. That's what's happening. So first things first, congratulations on becoming a YouTube partner, because that's the biggest news.
I still don't know why or how, but my community has come together and they made this happen. So I'm very honored to be a YouTube partner, and I found that out approximately 30 hours ago.
Man, it's a great feeling, to be honest, when that happens. And Twitch will come through as well. Now you have become YouTube partner, you're close to Twitch partner. How do you compare these two platforms?
I would love to say it's comparing apples and kiwis, but that has a different meaning for you guys. They're built with different purposes, and YouTube, it functions differently from Twitch. Twitch is intended to provide a completely different experience from YouTube, and I think that's one of the things that a lot of people who maybe they watch a lot of YouTube content and YouTubers, you got to remember, I mean, this is such a different degree that YouTuber is a category. Nobody is called a Twitcher. Like, that's not a thing. It doesn't become its own sort of world. So the types of content they create are different. The types of experiences they try to deliver are different. The discoverability is drastically different. Up until this year, Twitch will flat out tell you very honestly, and I give them credit for this, Twitch will tell you they're not intended to be a discoverability platform.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not where you're intended to be found. They want you creating content on YouTube and Twitter, aka X, aka Elon's ego. Their goal is for you to create content on Twitch, share it across the rest of the world, and then have people come in. YouTube is the complete opposite. YouTube wants you to be discovered on YouTube. They build tools so that you can be found on YouTube. They build an algorithm so that you can be found on YouTube. So I really do struggle to compare them, other than to say they do two different things, and you need to recognize how they get utilized by their audiences, because YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. Twitch is not.
That's exactly what I was going to say to that. Yes, YouTube is the second largest search engine because now we have become habitual to actually looking for videos for answers. How do I, what is...
Exactly. How do I? Yes.
So YouTube has become a very powerful, it has been very powerful since Google has taken over it. And you're right. I never thought about it. You're never called a Twitcher. You're just a streamer. But can I ask you, is there any other streaming platform that you think might become powerful in the coming times?
Ironically, my answer would be YouTube if YouTube prioritized.
Yeah, YouTube just...
It almost seems, I mean, pardon the phrase, but it almost seems half-assed. They keep talking about it, but they don't prioritize the investment. They don't prioritize the promotion. It's a disappointing rollout of a feature / product that they continue to talk about, but never really deliver on. But I do think YouTube is the only platform currently in existence that has the ability and the potential to at least ride along on that same tier of product deliverability. I don't see another platform that does.
I have to sadly agree with you, but it doesn't look like that YouTube will be doing anything, because I have now used both of them in a very limited capacity, and sadly I agree with you. It's not a good situation. But can I ask you, you have become a YouTube partner, and you will very soon will become Twitch partner. Will that change anything, how you present your content?
I hope so, but probably not in the reason or in the media that most people think. So my goal is not, how do I put this? My goal is to earn the recognition, but not for any monetary reasons. So what it allows you to do, and it's something that a lot of people don't understand since Twitch made their significant changes to the partner program in terms of pay, in terms of benefits. It was significantly reduced about 2 to 3 years ago. And my goal is to utilize the standing and the stature that those recognitions give you, is to utilize that to bring on new opportunities for the audience. So there are multiple, and when I say multiple, I mean hundreds of brands that will not look at you for partnerships or sponsorships or endorsements or any of those caliber of relationships. They will not look at you unless you have the purple check mark.
Yeah.
They will not look at you unless you are a YouTube partner. And obviously they don't care what I get paid. They could not care less what the content creator is doing. They want to make sure that you have invested the time. They want to make sure you've invested the professionalism. They want to see that you've been vetted. And that's the goal behind it. I want to create opportunities for my audience to engage with. I want to create new technologies. I want to create new means for them to engage with the community. I want to do that. But to do that, so many of the opportunities are locked behind, again, these recognitions. So that's the ultimate goal. Is I do want to create better and bigger content. But to do that, sometimes you've got to have partners that are kind of screening for that higher level broadcaster.
I feel you. Like it's like literally they keep a carrot hanging in front of you. Like literally, this is what you can get. Just keep at it. This is what you can get. You know, absolutely. I think
I will take your metaphor though, because you talked about the carrot being in front of you. The algorithm is the stick behind you. the algorithm is sitting there, just keep working harder.
Yes. And may I say there are a couple of nails on that stick too.
I had a conversation yesterday with somebody on Threads, and they were talking about how the YouTube algorithm was punishing. I'm sorry, the YouTube punishment was real. And what I tried pointing out to them was that what they were talking about was simply a matter of perspective. It wasn't a punishment. It's that you stopped making content for over a month, so the algorithm doesn't know what to do with you. And they were just convinced that it was a matter of punishment. And I said, why does YouTube care about you and your 10,000 subs? They don't.
They don't.
It's not a punishment. Just let it go. Just keep working. You got it. It'll be great. We should also, I do want to point out to people that neither my status as a YouTube partner or my path to become a Twitch partner, that does not limit what I say about either of the platforms. I can trash both platforms completely openly. I can praise both platforms openly. It has no bearing on the process. So if I say nice things about them, it's not because I'm trying to impress them. They don't care about me enough for me to change what I say.
Yeah. You're the juggernaut. You do what you want to do, man. Coming back to the game that we share. So how did your journey with Star Citizen begin?
So when I started streaming, I was streaming Sea of Thieves.
I
was with one game and one game only. And eventually, about a year and a half into the journey, Sea of Thieves, the audience had changed. The game was evolving in how it was developed. And I was looking for something new. Because this truly is a business for me. I am a content creator as a profession. It is something that I do as a job. Wow. And so I was seeing changes that were not really conducive to successful broadcasting. So I had gone looking for something new, and my friend Bloodtide Gaming had been playing Star Citizen, huge space game fan, and I am too. And I love everything. So I love Star Wars. I love Star Trek. Just a fan. And he said, "You've got to check out this other game." And I was like, it's an alpha. I don't know. And he said, no, you're really going to enjoy it.
It's a scam.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So he kind of prepped me on what Star Citizen was, and I thought, all right, I could start a game for $45 or whatever. I ended up spending 70 on an Avenger Titan. But I figured, this looks like fun. I'll check it out. And I love the graphics, and that's something that's a requirement for me, especially if I'm going to broadcast a game. I really want to make sure that this is going to be a game where I have the opportunity to create visually beautiful content. Despite my lack of skill, I want to make sure that at least the ability is there for somebody to make pretty things. So he told me all about Star Citizen, and eventually I dived in, and very, very quickly, I was just so impressed with the game. I loved all the game loops that were available. Yeah. I loved the fact that it was a positive community. This, to date, I've never changed this. Star Citizen is the most positive, welcoming community I've ever been involved with gaming, and I have decades behind me of gaming. But I've never seen a community like this where people are truly passionate about the project. So after that, I was hooked, and eventually it became the only game that I stream. And I did that when I made the decision to go for partner. I thought Star Citizen is the community that's going to help. Star Citizen is the community they want to do this with.
Oh, that is a good decision.
I've loved it.
How long has it been that you've been doing Star Citizen?
We are in, I believe, the second year now.
Oh, wow.
I started playing. I think it was May of 2022.
Was it easygoing building this community, or was it a bit of a work?
Probably easier than I deserved. Because again, there are people out there, and you're one of them. There are people out there with truly amazing background talents that they bring this into Star Citizen. And other than my career as a marketing executive, I don't have that. Can I make a movie? Wow. Sure. Is it going to be a good movie? No. So, I mean, I've had some amazing support from the community, and like I said, it probably grew faster than I expected it to. It grew faster than it should have, but we've had a heck of a lot of fun, and it's been, no regrets.
The person who knows his positives and his limiting factors and knows how to work around them, that person is the master. And I would say you deserve everything that you got. Your streaming interface is beautiful. Your channel rewards are great. You do whiskey shots, and it's innovative. It's good. It's engaging, and as I said, you always have a very stable energy throughout the stream, which is because you do very long streams, right? And you stay hydrated.
Right.
You stay hydrated. Because I keep pointing it to you in the chat. You need to drink in game. And the thing is, the energy stays there. One amazing thing about you, Papa Juggernaut, you know each and every person in your chat. Whenever somebody shows up, you have stories to tell. Now, of course, it's been 2 years. Of course, this builds over time. You have your war stories. You have some fun moments with these people, but to remember them and to keep making the callbacks. 07 to that. That's
I really do try. Like I said, this is about a community for me. And the fact that so many people have come together. I mean, I'm closing in now on 1,900 followers. And the fact that so many people have decided that they were at least for a moment entertained by my content. I try to get to know people. I try to understand, what do they want in the community? Why are they there? You know, are they introverted? Are they extroverted? I really try to understand how to deliver a positive experience to the people that come there. So learning about all of their stories is just, it's a personal joy for me. I love getting to know these people. So the person who, my very first follower, is still a follower, but I don't believe they watch Twitch anymore. I just think their account is inactive. But my second follower, number 2, is not only still watching on Twitch, but is still watching my content and has subbed for me since the day I became an affiliate. They're still a sub.
Hey, 2 years and you've been streaming for longer than that. It's a very long time. People come, people go. You become really good friends with them. Then they have life. It's a journey. It's a beautiful journey. Enjoy the moments, right? Okay, I got to ask you. So I saw you on the Anzia Racing being a commentator. How did you get involved with Ecobit and the gang?
Pure dumb luck. It was.
That's the best way.
I've absolutely loved that. I have almost no skill with racing. I love doing it. It's a ton of fun. I don't mind dying in any game that I play. But racing has been a blast for me, and it's something that I will never be really accomplished at, but it's something I enjoy.
Same with you. High five, brother.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, flying. I'm hopeless. So
it's a ton of fun. I love doing it. And again, that's part of that love of sci-fi, is wanting to get into an Enterprise, wanting to get into a Millennium Falcon and just fly. Just let me go through the universe. But so with racing, it's a ton of fun. The backstory that I heard, and eventually this was confirmed, but I had heard that there was somebody who was watching my streams, and they had recommended me to Echo and Anzia, and they were like, look, get this guy. And eventually Echo and I had a couple of conversations. Echo showed up in chats, and she said, nope, I've confirmed this. We want you as a commentator. Get in here now. So it was a wonderful meeting. I've loved Echo, and Echo was a guest on one of my streams, and we eventually uploaded her segment up to YouTube. But she did a racing tutorial on game settings and racing strategies and tactics. It was a fascinating stream. I learned more from Echo in the first 5 minutes of us talking than I had ever learned about racing from any YouTube video ever. And it was fascinating to hear how she had known all of these things and I mean, my chat was just like, oh my God, I didn't know that. Oh my God, I didn't know. So many people had a great time with Echo as a guest. And so I've loved the relationship with Anzia Racing. And I have to give credit, the very first racing tutorial I ever did was very unofficial, very spur of the moment. But that was with the one and only, the legend, Kelsar Prime.
Oh, yeah.
He dragged me out to Lorville outskirts in a Razor and was like, okay, you're going to do this. I was like, okay. And I crashed every 3 seconds. It didn't matter. But Kelsar really lit that fire for racing for me. And then I was able to continue it with Anzia. And then eventually I did commentary on a race that Kelsar was in. And I just felt full circle.
It was a full circle for you, I suppose. And will you be returning this? I'm sure you will be returning for the next year's Scarlet Cup.
That would be nice. I would love to do that.
Yeah, that'll be cool. It's a great stuff Anzia's doing. Today's race was a lot of desync, Star Citizen being Star Citizen. Logistics being, but what those guys did, man, I had so much fun doing it. It was just insane. I have done 3 races with them now as a racer, because they were all ground races. But it has absolutely opened my eyes to this emergent gameplay in Star Citizen. It's just 07.
We have to give credit. We have to throw out some 07s to the Star Citizen racing community. It, as a subsection of Star Citizen, is such a welcoming place to be. These are people who have dedicated themselves and their talents to this. I was blown away with the racing community when I was finally welcomed into it, ironically as a commentator, but it's a wonderful group of people.
Everybody has skills and you fit right in. Also, there's the Atmo Esports. There's the XRG or XGR. I always confuse
XGR?
it. XGR, and those guys. And it's just, it's brilliant what is happening. And slowly, as I keep playing the game more, I mean, I've been playing for a long time, but I absolutely was cut off from this side. And I believe there are many other players who are just not aware of this. I think this will come to focus, and I'm trying to do my best to bring it into focus. Now, talking about eccentric stuff, right? Like you becoming a commentator, like you said, just dumb luck. What is with the whiskey tasting, and what is that? Where does that come from? Like your love for vodka and doing shots?
Okay, the way you describe it makes me sound like an alcoholic.
You are, aren't you? This is a AAA intervention we're doing right now.
I know, right? It comes from a couple of things. First of all, when I was developing the brand prior to becoming a content creator, the idea was the PJ party. So taking the PJ initials, creating Papa Juggernaut, and I wanted to make this a fun place that people felt welcomed. Yeah. But they enjoyed their time there for any particular reason. People enjoy it for different things. So I go through that process, and I thought, I'm a late night streamer here in the West Coast of the United States, and I wanted to make sure that it was something that people really enjoyed. So I'm able to bring in the alcohol because I have an extensive background studying and learning all about single malt Scotch and how different spirits are crafted specifically. So for me, I get to bring in one of my loves and my interests and my passions. I get to bring that in, but it fits the vibe of the community. And also, my community is intended to be 18 and over. Yeah. This is not intended to be a place for kids to hang out. While I certainly don't, it's not intended to be, how do I put this? It's not an OnlyFans channel. You will hear profanity and you will see alcohol consumption. And the thought was it's a place for adults to hang out and have a good time in a safe space. It's a feature that fits the vibe of the community. In fact, all of my, or at least the first 2 tiers of my Twitch subscriptions, the first one is called Bartender. Like, it's just, if you're an adult and you can handle alcohol, great. It's a fun place for you to do it. And we do it in a safe way. There's no, I've never doing things where it's like, okay, get PJ drunk. Like that's never been a goal ever, because it's intended to be a mature discussion, a mature intention. And July 31st, we are doing, after more than 3 years of streaming, we are doing our very first whiskey tasting stream.
Yes, I saw that. I'll be there for that. That is on my calendar. All right. Okay, I got to ask you, your favorite drink. Or you can only pick one eye. Which one?
Single malt Scotch.
All right, cool. Brand.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't ask you for a single favorite type. I'm asking for a specific brand here.
Specific brand of single malt Scotch. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. Just one. I would say, I think right now I would probably go for a Highland Park.
Highland Park. Oh, I'm putting it in right there. Highland Park. There we go. Sold. One bottle sold.
Trust me, that can change from day to day, but I've really been impressed with the Highland Parks that I've tried recently. I've tried a few different varieties, and it's a really nice drink.
Okay, I haven't tried it, so I'm gonna put it on my list. Ask me my favorite drink.
Hey, Lens, what's your favorite drink?
I'm gonna type it in the chat.
Oh. All right, I'll tune in. I'll watch.
Cruise.
Oh, hashtag sponsored. Yeah.
The last episode was sponsored by Cruise. We have new sponsors today. Just wait for it. So you have been streaming Star Citizen and you've been playing it. Hey, what do you love about Star Citizen? And now this question comes from, this is a genuine question, and I'm not just asking it for the gimmick, because you do very long streams. You do 4 hours, 5 hour long streams, and you've been doing it consistently over 2 years now that you've told me. People get bored. It burns you out. What brings you back again and again? How are you able to do it for so long?
So there's 2 parts of it. The first is, we've already discussed the community. It is such a positive and welcoming place. I really enjoy it. Global chat is a different thing, but the community itself is fantastic. So the community always makes it a joy to be involved. And the other is, I truly do take to heart the fact that it is an alpha game. I acknowledge every single time I open the game that it's broken. I literally push a button. I know it's broken. I have fun with the brokenness. I don't take it too seriously.
Okay.
I'm not here achievement hunting.
Yeah.
That's not my goal.
Yeah.
My goal is to log in, have fun, explore, and do fun things. To get bored with exploring space, that's a pretty bad astronaut.
What is your most fun thing then? Like, what do you look forward to? I'm going to love this.
I fell in love very early with cargo hauling because it allows me to do two things. One, make money. Two, see pretty pictures.
High five that.
Yeah.
That's a high five
So,
from cargo. I love it.
Cargo hauling is fantastic for me because I can encounter PvE, I can encounter PvP, I get to explore nearly every location in the verse.
Yeah.
I get to make money doing it. And on my streams, when I have extra money, which right now, since 323 has not been often, but when I have extra money, I do AUEC giveaways on my channel.
I know you do that. Yes.
So yeah, so I love doing that kind of stuff, and I get to make money as a cargo hauler, so it's fun. Myself and my friend Mr. Jinxie, we co-founded an org dedicated to industrial game loops, the Happy Haulers. We love the industrial side of the verse. We love salvage, cargo, mining, data, personal transport, smuggling, anything where it's that sort of blue collar, as we call it here, those blue collar careers, that hard work. We love doing that stuff, and it's a blast for me. I still love it.
How many times have you been pirated?
Ooh. In the 2 years I've been doing, maybe twice, and never been successfully pirated. They're always attempts.
Happy hauler then. One attempt at me, and yep, you just have to be very smart, and that's the fun. And do you feel the thrill at times? Oh my god, I have the whole C2, and if something's to happen now,
30K. I'm waiting for a pirate. I'm waiting for an interdiction. I'm waiting. Those types of moments are so fun.
It just gets the adrenaline going. Really, it does that.
No, there's a classic clip on my stream. I used it as a sound alert. It didn't happen with me live, but one of the members of my org and also on my content creator team, his name is Ren Primus, and he's a hauler, and he was hauling, and somebody tried to pirate him, and the guy was like, "Hey, you're gonna give us all your loot, and you're gonna," and he was like, "Here, have a glow stick."
Have a glow stick.
Fun, and I mean it's a legit game loop. I'm not against piracy at all. I think it's so hard to do against somebody who knows what they're doing as a hauler. And literally, it's just, here, have a glow stick.
You did say that this is like a business to you. When did you make this decision, like that I'm going to do that? How did that happen?
Day.
Oh, okay. So when was the first day?
Yeah, so this began, originally my son had expressed an interest in becoming a streamer. And I'm an entrepreneur. I've started many companies in my life. I currently run 2 of them. So I understand. I said, well, okay, first of all, you're a minor, so I'm going to check out the safety around all of this. I want to make sure that we can protect your identity, et cetera, et cetera. The other is this a viable business? And I think most people are aware of the fact that becoming a top tier streamer is sort of like being drafted into some sort of professional sports league. It's 1 in a billion.
True.
So I wanted to look at it, and I said, fine, I'm going to try this. I'm going to see what it's like, and I'll do this with you so that you've got somebody that can watch your back, and I can be a moderator, etc.
That's a very cool way of doing. That's the cool dad right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to make sure that he was going to be safe, but that he was also going to have a lot of fun doing it, because it's a hard job.
Absolutely.
And a couple of things that I quickly learned was the first was that the odds of becoming successful are even worse than I thought. The second is that I have never, and I've run companies for, again, multiple decades. I've never seen an industry that is as emotionally draining and abusing as this one. It is, to become a live content creator is ridiculously challenging from an emotional perspective. You're dealing with a live audience, and that means you're dealing with everybody's opinions, you're dealing with everybody's attitudes, you're dealing with everybody's support or lack thereof. It is very difficult, and the odd thing about becoming a streamer specifically is the incredibly low barrier to entry.
Yeah,
if you're gonna outside of streaming, if you're gonna do something that involves live audiences, there's some sort of a challenge that, a rigorous process that you have to go through to begin. you know, if you wanted to do something on traditional television, you have to get contracts. You have to prove your chops as a host. You have to do whatever you're going to do, you know. But for streaming, you literally download OBS, you start a Twitch account, and poof, you're a streamer. And it's like you're not filtering the people that can't handle this. It's just going to be an abuse to them. So I really, literally day one, I wanted to find out what did it take to make this a career. And so it began early for me.
You have put it very nicely and in a very coherent manner, and it is so true, and it is full of pitfalls. It is, you're a wise guy, right? You've seen life. You can handle the emotional stress. The young kids who are trying to do this, there's no guidelines, and how badly it goes when it goes bad.
Yeah.
My God,
it is very, very. Yeah. It can be very damaging because again, if you're not emotionally prepared to deal with the reactions of society, then that's going to be a challenge for you. And I think we've all seen on any social media platform, why does nobody watch my show? Yeah. You know, it's so frustrating for people. And you know, I mean, sometimes justly and sometimes unjustly. They're not earning an audience. But again, this goes back to the conversation we had earlier in the show, which was Twitch is not intended to be a discoverability platform.
Nope. You gotta spread yourself.
If you think people are going to find you on Twitch because you push the go live button, that's not the way this works.
No.
And it's hard to get people's attention. So I understand that. And like I said, it's very unfortunate that the barrier to entry is so low because anybody can unfortunately sign up for the abuse. It's tough.
It's positive and negative both. It's good in a way too, because if somebody is actually talented, they can. But at this stage, it's not much about talent. Something just clicks and something just works out.
Also, it's not the height of the pandemic. Everybody was watching live content, and now not as many people.
The golden age is gone. So
yes,
that is past us now. Okay, enough morbid talk, Papa J. We are not having the PJ party anymore. What is going on here? Okay, ships. We got to talk about ships, right?
All right.
What is your daily driver?
If I'm hauling, it's a C2. If I'm doing almost anything else, it's the big, beautiful black and yellow MSR.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. I just wish they had another door for it. Like, you know, like...
It's need more doors. Yeah. I think that one thing Crusader ships lack is doors. Yeah. Well put. Yeah.
Crusader thinks those. And, yep. And... So what will be, that is your daily driver, but what is your favorite ship? Now, those are two different things, you understand? What is your favorite ship?
No, favorite ship is the MSR. It doesn't change categories for me.
Okay, so
the thing that I love about the MSR is that it is a true all-around type ship. It will be doing data missions. It can do 114 SKU of cargo. Up until this recent patch, it was decent at combat. God, this last patch has made this thing into a flying brick. It's terrible. It might as well be flying an Aurora.
Well, maybe we'll change our ship.
Yeah, exactly. But no, truly, those two things, well, all of those features are what make the MSR my absolute favorite ship, because as the game loops of the game expand, you're going to be able to use the MSR for many of them. You can haul vehicles in it. You know, it's got the smuggling compartment.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, UEE, it has no smuggling compartment. You know, so I truly love the all-aroundness of the MSR, and I think it is one of the most and visually beautiful ships in the game.
It is true. Crusader ships are beautiful. Origin ships are like way too curvaceous. Like for me, Crusader has a very nice balance. I love the interiors of Crusader ships. Just beautiful. So yeah, you definitely cannot go wrong with MSR. However, we do have our Drake appreciators in the chat here and there, and you have to correct them now and then. So
yes,
like Mr. Kraken was.
I recently one of my I saw the clip with Kraken, and I was just sitting there going, he's so misled. It said. But no, I recently put out a video where I listed my top 3 manufacturers, and that generated a response. people were either very supportive or very not supportive, aka Drake fans.
It's
It's fun.
It's a game like that. It's a game like
Yeah.
that. It's amazing game. It's just unbelievable what CR is doing with this game. Okay, now before we jump into the game in the Arena Commander and do a cold lap in our Aurora MR, where do you call home in the verse?
For a long time, it was Loreville because black and yellow, and it was a very unique vibe.
High five.
But recently, for
Loreville
practicality purposes, I have moved over to Area 18,
Yeah.
and I don't regret the decision.
Yeah, same. We moved to RCOP this after the deployment of Dispatch, after the soft wipe, and oh man, I do not miss the commute. It's so easy at RCOP. Oh brother, just go to Cell 5, get the barrel, dump it, take one train ride. TDD's right there. Okay, let's do a cold lap now in the Aurora MR. We will change our screen to the lap screen. Oh, okay. I'm gonna wait for you to load. Okay. Are you? Oh, you go. There you go. Okay. Wow. You just took off this time. Okay. Now this is the lap then. Here we go. All right. Now I have to find you though.
Steady wins the race.
Where are you? Oh my God. Where are you?
Checkpoint 2.
Okay. Oh, there he is. Sorry. I thought you were way ahead. We caught you. I might
expected me to be way ahead, and that's not how this works.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, you did take this turn way better through Fists of Robert.
Taking all of them way okay.
Yeah. Let's get closer to you. Now, this is where you go safely. Good job.
Still alive.
Through bearing corner, they're the sponsors. Beautiful. Oh, you're doing so much better. Good job. And the farthest corners of the track, people have a tendency to... Oh, yes, that was a handbrake turn, I will say.
It was.
Good use of the handbrakes. And going through the drums. Full throttle. Are you using your afterburners right now, or...?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. Good job.
It's an Aurora. It doesn't have afterburn.
Okay, now this is the tricky one.
It just goes mildly faster.
Whoa. You avoided a crash.
No. Stay alive.
Come here.
Okay, look, rocks. They're so dangerous.
Coming up to Cranbourne.
Slow down. Oh, look, I didn't.
Wow.
Okay. Hey,
He's
look, we have a DNF.
And he continues. Okay, continue.
Of course I'm going to continue.
Oh my God.
I don't take this too seriously. This is just fun.
I thought you stopped to have a drink there. Literally what I thought.
Yes, it was there was a whiskey that I saw on the side of the road.
Well, that stop was justified. I can't hold that against you.
No. It was delicious and flavorful.
Oh boy.
I hate this turn. I forgot how much I hate this turn.
Yeah, this is left and up. And up. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful.
There's the up part. Yes. No, that's not up. That's not left. That's not left.
There. And you have improved on your lap time. Oh, brother. All right. Just gonna bring us to the mainstream. Okay. I don't know the last 2 digits, like in the end. Like I want to do these because I think the competition might get really close. So I want to do up to the 3 decimal places. But I have the initial 2.
Wait. Let's be very fair.
Uh-huh.
It won't get close with me. Nobody is going to be sitting there going, "Ooh, I hope I beat PJ." Like, no, that's not going to happen. On
the lab board, eventually I'm going to have a section which will be called the Lost Citizen section.
There you go.
You might be the king of that.
But see, this is good. So far, you've separated me not only from the professional racers, but now you're separating me from everyone else. This is good.
King of the Lost Citizens.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, when Red's Resort came on the show, the very first episode, right? Now, those was machinimas, but the laps were real. I still have the cockpit footage of that. So I asked them that you have to go through every single marker, and you have to, and we didn't do that in Arena Commander, we did them in PU because this track was not available in Arena. So they had to go through every single corner. Red took it. He's like, no bloody way I'm setting a bad lap time. No bloody way. He nailed that track. Like, oh brother, he was really good. All right, let's go to the lab board then and see how you've done. Okay. Before we do that, a word for our sponsor. Now, if you are a law-abiding citizen, or if you are a law-breaking citizen, if you are anti-Hurston or terrorist, there's only one brand for you, and that brand always comes through. For generations of Ninetales, this brand has served the fashion-loving terrorist organization throughout decades and centuries of oppression. Bearing is the name. Let's make Stanton burn again. Ladies and gentlemen, they're our sponsor. And if, let me tell you, if you want to use Bearing, use the code #Who'sLensNation anyway and get minus 10% discount, and they will throw you out. Get the bouncer treatment. Thanks to Bearing for sponsoring us for today.
I want to thank Bearing for being our sponsor. I have loved their FS9 product for many, many years. I appreciate all it has done to keep me alive and others not.
And I have to give a shout out to Verikas with that beautiful jingle, a beautiful stinger right there. Better put a bearing on that finger. Yeah.
Well done, well done.
All right. Can you say it in your very cool voice, Papa J?
Better put a bearing on that finger.
Oh, beautiful. That's good. We're going to do a commercial, and I'm going to make you do the audio for that.
Okay.
All right. That's it. That's a deal.
I think we should ask Bearing if they want that type of representation, but that's fine.
Don't worry. I know a lot of Ninetales.
So does Bearing.
Do you know when you go to the bunkers, the servers that we go to, all those servers are Bearing servers?
I've never noticed.
Yeah. All Bearing.
Nice.
Now, I have your time here.
Yeah.
I have to ask you, where do you think you come?
See, this is a fairly tight grouping, and my goal for this is I would love to be in the top 5. So it's an ambition that I have, and I think given the tight listing here, I think I'm gonna go probably number 5.
Okay. So until I actually have like 10 guests, everybody's going to come up with a joke. And you successfully dodged my question. So good job. Good job, Papa J.
Going with top 5.
That's very good. Top 5. And I think you're in luck with that because I have your time here. You did the lap in
4 minutes. Oh, okay. No.
0.48 dots. Okay. That actually puts you not in 5th, but
not in 5th.
Actually in 4th position.
Listen, I want recognition for my racing ability. First of all, I'm top 5 on the leaderboard. Second of all, it's sub 5 minutes. I just... Do I get a trophy or something? This is fantastic.
You get something. Hey, everybody in the chat, give Papa J cruise missiles. Please. I demand cruise missiles. Come on, guys. Everybody, give us cruise missiles. That's what you get. Please take your cruise missiles, your cruise bottles. They're
those laps. Are you kidding?
They're probably empty, and enjoy.
Well, that's fine. As long as they're empty and there's 2 of them, once you take them out of your inventory, they're full again.
They're full again. That's the trick. Do you want to guess what was your first lap? What was the time? You actually improved.
My first lap? I wasn't aware that there was a first lap. I finished.
You did.
What do you mean?
I'm in the second lap. I'm in the, yeah.
It had to be north of 305.
It was 305 point. Yeah, exactly 305.044. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we have you on the lab board, but that's you are not kind to our Aurora. You did pretty much did a lot more with our Aurora.
Because on my top 3 manufacturers, I believe I gave RSI the opportunity to be number 4. So the fact that I mistreated an Aurora is fine with me.
It's fine with you. It is fine with our audience. And who would like to watch what Papa Juggernaut did to the Aurora? Let's have a look. Makes total sense. We're coming to our sponsor corner. This corner has been sponsored by Bevering, and we have a crash.
I hate these turns. Turn, ship, turn. That's
Oh my God! You have now cemented your name in this corner at the same spot twice.
Okay.
I applaud you, sir.
I told you I have skills. I don't know what they are yet, but I have them.
You actually crashed at the same spot twice. It's like you're very hell-bent on naming that corner after your name.
I want you to recall earlier in our conversation, we talked about the necessity for consistency as a streamer.
You're very professional.
Nothing if not honest.
You're very pro.
Look, if you're crashing there once, that should be where you crash all the time.
Crashing on command. And that's why we're naming that corner the Juggernaut Junction from now on, also known as the Papa Corner.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. All right, let's come back to the mainstream. Now, we have sadly come to the end of the show. This was a lot of fun, and I want to say thanks to Papa Juggernaut. But before I say that, I will really have your final thoughts, and I hope you had fun today.
I had a fantastic time. I think that this particular show is just another representation of how positive and welcoming and fun-loving the Star Citizen community is. I'm really glad that you've decided to launch this show, and I wish you a lot of success with all of your future episodes.
Thank you so much, Papa Juggernaut. I agree, and I would like to say thanks to CIG for giving us this platform, which actually allows for such amazing content that we can create. Because without that, this won't be possible. So we share a beautiful game, we share a beautiful verse between us, and we all have the same appreciation. And I would like to say thanks to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys. Thanks for sticking around. Whoever came to join in and cheer Papa Juggernaut. He didn't need it because he just loved getting lost. We shall see how this show goes, who comes in, who does better, and what happens in the future. Next episode, we have somebody very special coming, and we will literally set Labboard on fire with that. And on that tally torpedo, the show comes to an end. We will have to say goodbye. This was Papa Juggernaut doing a cold lap in the Aurora MR, which is very reasonably priced. So this was a Top Hangar production. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe. We'll see you in the verse 07. Fashion-loving terror organization.
Okay.